have a thing. Yes, if he's here.
Indeed.
Oh no.
Why?
He's just doing a recap.
Yeah.
Just reliving my
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Your
sex.
Well, hey.
my shame.
Brought this on yourself. Now deal with it.
This map should be roughly accurate, by the way. Roughly.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh, so we got it in miles.
Yeah, it should be rough.
Yeah.
I want to say it's accurate, but I'm trying to think. I think it might still be inaccurate because you guys traveled on a smaller scale, but when I've proper scaled it, you guys have traveled too far or something like that.
Oh,
or
yes.
So I believe roughly by the rules of D&D, it's like 6 hours of march is a day's worth of travel. I think I upscale that to 8 in my games.
Swamp. Oh.
Well, no, that's not why I do it at all. Because you guys haven't been in swamps yet. This is all valley.
Oh, okay.
You guys haven't been like humid environments, but trust me, you'll know when you're in the swamps when you have to bust out the different sets of boots.
Getting the willy boots out.
And we have prestidigitation every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
This is roughly accurate then. Okay. I just realized I didn't hit skip on this thing. Okay.
No, oh shit.
Yep. So, what happened last time? So,
we set out from Tri-Camp intending to make for the fork beyond the lake, below camp, and between the two towns we must investigate. As we made our way toward the lake, we saw something violently shaking the trees, something massive moving with unknown purpose. Holding our course, we headed for the lake. There, we finally saw what had been stalking us. A savager, Dali called it. After a brief scuffle with the creature, we slew it and moved onward, having decided to head for the town of Oltslet. As we made camp and settled for the night, we were tormented by spirits, speaking a broad range of languages. Interestingly enough, all languages at least one of us could understand. And then they goaded us into leaving the safety of our domed barrier. We readied for a confrontation, but our efforts to safeguard ourselves were for naught as I stepped outside of said barrier, dispelling it. These spirits proved remarkably difficult to strike. As to why, I can only theorize. The remainder of the night, mosquitoes and uneasy sleep plagued us, at least it did me. The morn brought yet another disaster masquerading as a blessing. I should have known to trust Earth's instincts. A man and a woman, calling themselves Medina and Emmerich, turned out not to be what they had made themselves out as. Dusk has been thoroughly drained, and we all jovially let him wander right into this trap.
Not wrong.
I will confess that a tentacle-faced life-draining woman and a wandering bomb were the last things I expected. However, there is yet reason to rejoice. Dusk's sudden misfortune may in fact be a boon to our endeavor. I shall discuss this with the group of a breakfast come first light.
Brilliant.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Hey, you didn't stretch it out too much. It's just dropped in there, like, quick.
Yeah, it's good. It's great.
Not as quick as you would have been.
Hey, we've talked about this, all right? In the words of finely tuned love machine, okay?
Oh, God.
There was no finely tuning when we're describing it as the suck.
Well, that wasn't in Dust's hands, literally.
You know, fair. Anyways.
Yeah.
So, we begin session right after the fight. Literally right after. Seconds after it. You guys are, well, depending on who you are covered in bits of this sort of Icarus, inky, black blood. Or not at all. All of you probably having, with the exception of Dust, some sort of caustic burn mark on you due to being in the nuke tent. Unless you're Dolly or Dusk. Go, you guys, I guess.
Ooh.
I prestidigitate myself so that I look clean.
Your clothes are a bit worse for wear. It says it luckily didn't eat away at it like a moth would, eat away at like a long forgotten article of clothing. But you could tell that certain parts of your armor, bits of trimming on your clothing are not there anymore. Like things are just thinner all around. It is.
Damn, super fast.
It's very casual.
Taking a surveying around the place, decides that you guys are safe, and he just plops back down in his beast form, which is, category size huge, and then just goes to sleep, knowing that the magic will eventually fade on its own. And you guys are just sort of left there. Luckily, the campfire still has some, smoldering coals to it. It's sort of been doused by the acid water from Emmerich, but guys still have light out.
I'll have a quick look around to see if our scuffle has alerted anyone else in the vicinity, or anything else.
Roll me perception. Add a cursory glance. I'm doing some self-auditing right now after watching last one. I'm doing some self-auditing.
Ooh.
I'm not going to give you guys... I forgot to make the fucking finish out the list of Chris. God damn it. All right, I'll be doing that in the background. But yeah. Doing a cursory look around the place, it doesn't seem like anything is like stirring or approaching you. If anything, you guys sort of cleared out the nearby vicinity of assorted, little critters and other fauna just by the, loud sounds of combat and the like. You seem fine. Alone is a subjective term in, nature, but nothing imposing seems to be around.
I will relay this.
Magnus relays such. Silence from the group as one of you has literally one strength, and the rest of you, I don't know what your excuse is. So think of something.
I mean,
it is certainly a bit of a stark change for what just happened. So
yeah. Can I go over to Dusk and see how floppy he is? I guess.
Don't say.
like.
So,
Sure.
Not gonna do it.
okay. So, am I able to stand up and shit?
Very feebly, yes.
Okay. So, I'll sort of struggle to my feet.
You are just wiggly wobbly knees.
Would you like a walking stick?
Arm
Arms
spaghetti.
are heavy. Vomit
Yeah.
on your sweat already. Mom spaghetti. Yeah, we all slim shady shit. Anyways,
You said knees. I'm like, here we go.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Are you wanting some sort of walking stick?
I don't know. I don't think I can carry that.
Oh, that's a good sign. Well, that'll teach you for jumping into bed with random finding the
I can't help it.
We can't
You
help
very
it.
easily could have
She did.
helped it.
She didn't hold a knife to your throat.
No, she did much worse than that.
Yeah, exactly.
You could see multiple hickey marks on Dusk.
It's
What
like
type
a
of
huge
lipstick is
effort.
it?
It's like a huge effort for me to just stand here. I'm just panting.
Not a kiss mark.
Shut up.
Just sit down. Just sit down.
Collapse on the ground.
Yeah.
You get to put it down. You gotta people down.
Well, we now have an 80-year-old man walking with us, so...
Actually, I'm pretty sure an 80-year-old man will be a bit more spry.
Yeah, and less likely to jump into bed with random women in the forest.
What, you haven't done that before?
See, he understands.
No,
Where's your
personally not.
sense of adventure, darling?
Well, I mean, considering the state of our friend, you know, my sense of adventure tends to lead in other directions.
Yes, you at least get a room at a brothel.
Exactly. And make sure he's not carrying anything weird first. The last thing he needs is the clap.
Yeah, you can see collectively out the corners of your
Genevieve
guys.
is like,
And Genevieve just shaking her head at how immoral you guys are.
can Jace look over Dusk while we're doing this conversation, just like, I know it's going to be an inevitable fail, but see if he can figure out a way to assist the strength-weakened person.
I'm not even going to have you roll. There's nothing you can do to help with this.
Yeah, it's mostly just again something.
As O succinctly put it last week, at 1 strength, you can only carry 15 pounds
Mm-hmm.
other than your own weight. You can only push up to 30. So you can't even push a person. You can't even push like a child of like hefty weight. And
Can't
you
even
jump
lift a
negative
small.
3 feet.
You have anti-hops.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I assume there's like some minimum rule of 1. So you could jump 1 foot, which you could probably take a stride as long as that. So yeah, you are you're in a bad way. It's not great. It's not great.
Oh, we've got plenty of rope. Just strap him to the back.
Are you just gonna drag me?
Walk. It's just that you just can't carry stuff. So like all your armor, you can probably carry like at most like your greaves. Your breastplate.
You have some nice boots.
Yeah, but magic's gonna be slow as all hell, though.
Well, maybe we should just stash my armor. Because I sure as hell can't carry it.
Yeah, but other people can carry it. We can take like a bit a piece or something.
Yeah,
It
but
would be my first time carrying heavy armor, other than my own.
Same, but well,
Just-
I could leave it.
I'm such a fool.
Well, live and learn.
Yeah.
You and the
barely.
rest of humanity.
Yeah.
What's that?
You and all of humanity.
Okay, I'll take that.
Well, if I decide it was pretty funny.
I suppose
Nevertheless,
so.
I'm glad you're not dead.
I'm glad you're not dead because of me.
Oh, I was fine.
Oh god, what time would it be around about now as well? Would it...
It's not that. It's like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's only been sundown for like 2 hours.
Which,
Oh, okay.
by the way,
okay.
small bit of advice. If this ever for some reason happens again, do run away. It did make things more difficult.
Yes, my apologies.
Well,
Oh, so
don't
very
beat
sweet.
yourself too harshly up about it. Your misfortune may prove to be a boon. We shall see.
Yeah, I won't beat myself up because I can't.
That was a terrible joke, I love it.
That was wonderful. What are you talking about?
Easy masturbation joke to make with this, but anyways, moving on. So
It's the cherry on the top.
another joke I can
That's-
make of that,
yeah.
but we're not going to go there either. So moving on. You guys have the night. That being said, I think watches are going to be a bit different considering how one of you can't feasibly defend themselves during a watch.
They might fall asleep.
I need
Strength is not
to.
Constitution, remember this.
I can take first watch because I need to switch around some stuff with my weapons.
Okay.
So I need
So-
at least an hour to meditate over the dagger, and then I can take watch.
Okay, so Magnus takes first watch. That's 3 hours, 4 hours, depending on how many people are on watch. Who's next up?
Jace.
All right. Third?
I can go afterwards, I don't mind.
Very well. Do you guys want a fourth watch, or you guys are sufficient with 3?
I'm quite happy.
3 is probably fine. Unless you want
yeah.
Genevieve or to do something.
That's up to you guys.
Yeah, how long's a full rest again? It's like 6
8 hours.
8 hours, okay.
8 hours technically, 6 hours by accelerated rules, and then 4 hours if you're a dirty fucking elf.
All
Have
right.
no
So that...
counter to that, by the way.
Yeah, I figured.
Okay, Urs got 4th.
Very well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Genevieve's
so
on
that's 2 each.
babysitting the weekend guy duty. AKA sleeping.
Probably.
Oh.
Alright. First up on the watch, Magnus. Make me a perception roll. DC is a bit different for the first bit, though, considering how you're a bit focused. That being said, I won't tell you what the DC is.
Oof.
Don't think chicken. Didn't give you guidance. I will.
You're asleep.
Yeah.
It's a concentration spell, guys, isn't it?
I believe so, yes.
Possibly?
I think it is, yes.
Yeah, it is. Huh.
Yeah. So
It's
you
only
can
for
give
like a
it.
minute anyways. Yeah.
So, 12. While you focus your attention on... I don't want to say attuning. Attuning is like a bit of a different term, but channeling probably is the best way to put it. Channeling energy into the dagger, the equipped dagger. Nothing happens. You can hear the life of the local vicinity return. You know, critters, frogs, especially, you know, croaking and stuff like that, crickets. But other than that, your watch rather passes out of it fully. Whether your night does, we'll see about that. So, next up, Jace.
Press
Roll
wrong
your
button. There we go. Perception. There you are, and do the thing, and da. That's garbage.
8.
Well, I hope nothing happens.
You're busy chronicling the events, as humorous as some bits of it are, into your chronicles. Your watch passes uneventfully.
Good.
Third up, Dolly.
Auditor?
Perception.
Hey.
23. So, you're keeping an eye out on this semi-quiet night. Again, it's only semi, not fully. Nothing of significance happens, not to you, to the camp, or anything like that. You do catch a peculiar noise that sort of stands out amongst all this. Any artificial noise amidst nature always is discernible, rather.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds... You can't quite place it. You've heard the... I'm going to use an analogy right now, but it doesn't sound even right to that. It sounds akin to like an axe hitting a tree or something like that. Something like... And then a minute passes, and you hear it again. A few more minutes passes, and then you just stop hearing it. It's, again, it sounds like an axe hitting a tree, but to your finely tuned ears, it still doesn't even sound like that. If you want to really, like, dumb it down, broaden its categorization, it sounds like something artificial hitting a tree. But that's not exactly detailing. Like, that could be anything. Nonetheless, it is loud enough for you to hear it. It's not like it comes from like 30 feet away from you. It comes from somewhere else, way deeper in the forest than where you guys currently are. So it has to be pretty loud. You keep an eye out, specifically at the treetop, seeing whenever you hear it, if any trees shake or anything like that. It's a bit of a hard task because you don't know when the sound happens. But you don't see any trees shake, you don't hear anything toppling, any heavy footfalls, like for fear of another salvage or something else. Nothing. That's about it.
Okay, can I tell what direction it's coming from? Is it like from where we came, or?
It sounds, so look where you are on the map, it sounds probably a bit more west, maybe northwest. So like around here.
Oh, okay.
Roughly.
Okay.
You can't really get an approximation of distance. So yeah. Other than that peculiarity, your watch passes uneventfully.
Thank you.
out of his beast form, which is again size category huge and looks badass. Is on last watch. May you roll me a perception check? Hi, Tingo. Hey, buddy. Wanna go back to sleep? Not sure if O is there. Or has access to his sheet. He rolled it to me in GM, so he got a 22. Perception 22. Keeping an eye out, specifically towards the water, for fear of any. Sorry, what was I gonna say? That's fine. Keeping your eye out, particularly towards the water or on the stream, or for fear of anyone else visiting this night. For fear of someone else getting seduced tonight. You keep an eye out. Nothing of note happened, for better or worse. Although you do catch a little hiccup with the environment. Almost preternaturally so. For a moment during your watch, it all just goes quiet. No crickets chirping, frogs croaking, little critters skittering around out there in the dark, in the underbrush. It all just goes quiet. And then just picks right back up. As if, I don't know, for a moment, everything just died. But other than that, nothing assaults you in the dark. Or anything like that. You don't see anything. He is typing. Concerned. I'm sure that is concerning both out of game and in game. But nonetheless, nothing happens. Nothing for you to direct your concerned energy at. And eventually dawn arrives. Through the fog of this place. And you all wake up. Dusk, you were hoping a good night's rest would do you good. And it sort of did. Not to anywhere near the extent you were hoping, though.
Yeah. Shame.
Alright, Tingo. Crying shame. So yeah. You guys wake up. Breakfast gets sorted. I don't know, grab some quail eggs from some nest nearby or something like that. Bust out, grab some, dig up some root vegetables nearby. Hunt some small game like a rabbit or two. I don't fucking know. Something like that. You guys get breakfast sorted. Struggles to lift. You can lift a fucking spoon. It's like watching a person that has not Alzheimer's, but fuck, what is it? No. They have it's like a medical condition. There's like a specific spoon, like a gyroscopic spoon.
Yeah.
It's for Parkinson's.
Parkinson's, yeah.
Yeah, it's like watching someone with Parkinson's.
Potato out of the ground. Do I need to cast Enhance ability so you could do some basic necessities?
No, I'm kidding. It's not actually that bad. But that being said, because again, strength and constitution are two separate stats. You feel fine. It's just that it's like a deceptive fine. Like you feel fine up until an actual burden is given unto you. So like if someone gave you like a 10-pound weight, you suddenly realize that you're like sickly feeble.
Okay, yeah. So I'll probably go to like.
Feel fine. Like you can walk and do stuff like that. Like again, your constitution's untouched. You feel fine. Okay. But it's like when you go work out and you hit your limit. Except it's very concerning to you how strong you actually are originally. That you hit that physical limit so much faster. It boggles your mind.
Yeah.
But like in a normal day-to-day thing, like walking around, you're fine. Just that you just shouldn't get pushed to your limit because it doesn't take far to get there. So yeah. I imagine some of you guys, a couple of you, or maybe only one of you, maybe none of you, I don't know. You guys aren't exactly the most morally righteous of people. But You say at least one of you. I don't know who. Probably goes and checks in with Dust, see how he's feeling, see if he's recovered.
Yeah, I mean, we've fought back to back multiple times. At least check in on him.
See if he's still breathing, or if that's too liberous.
Again, he's not deathly sick. So.
Yeah, but that's not funny, now is it?
And also, you guys have no way of knowing this without Dust saying something, because he looks fine. He looks utterly fine.
So, like, I wouldn't really know what's going on until I go to, like, put my armor on and I can't lift.
Basically, like, you begin putting on, like, your greaves, and then you feel like Rock Lee from Naruto, who wears literally weighted bits and pieces on his arms and legs. Yeah, you feel like that.
Yeah. So, you guys will probably see me, like, freaking out because I can't lift my
Yeah, you're like dragging your heels with your armor as opposed to like lifting your leg and moving it. Yeah, it's concerning. So Dust points out his inability to even equip his own usual gear to the rest of you.
Jace, have you seen anything like this before?
Not to this degree, at the very least, no. At least not one that wouldn't go away over a period of time. It is fascinating and exceptionally concerning. I don't particularly think I have anything that can fix this immediately.
Nothing at all.
Unfortunately, no. It's a very unique type of magic.
I can't even carry my hammer.
How heavy is a
I think
ball?
it's
12
I say
pounds.
10 or something.
A mole. 10 pounds, heavy, two-handed, yep. So you can carry it.
But like you said,
Can't
struggling.
swing it.
You can swing it. No, keep in mind, like, the attack roll will have all these inabilities built into it by having a negative whatever in your attack roll already.
I think it's like negative 4.
I don't have to enforce it because the game system already does it for me.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, your proficiency is like +3, and then you have a -4 or whatever.
I will amend my comment. At least I can carry this hefted onto my back.
There you go.
You break your shoulder.
Well, at least you can defend yourself.
Sort of.
Well, I'll walk tall and carry a big stick and hope nothing comes for me.
I can hold on to your arm, yeah, if you wish.
Thank you. I'll get you
Also-
back one day.
I trust that you all do such.
Yeah, would come in, like after doing his normal morning ritual, just off from the wood line. See the whole thing going down, and just look at the dusk, and be like, have you seen the error of your ways and are willing to change?
I will bow my head and
So this is what it took to change who you are.
sorry, what was that?
This is what it takes to change who you are.
Sure.
That you are truly weak.
Yeah, you immediately are greeted with an air of disappointment. Is it not a good thing that Genevieve thinks on it for a moment and then doesn't continue?
Well, there
we'll
is
say.
some good that could come out of this, actually.
Oh,
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yes, well, consider where we are going right now. It is a tribe of Nevros, and as such a creature myself, I can tell you with certainty that simply striding in there and proclaiming this vast superiority of our ways is not going to work. If we belittle them and the way of life, we are signing our own death warrants at worst. Well, maybe not at worst, but you see my point, yes?
It would be counterintuitive.
Yes.
That it would.
The best way to get someone to invest in you is to ask them for something.
Ask them for help.
Exactly.
Which you are in desperate need of.
That's a bit of an understatement.
Besides, it will provide us with an opportunity to do something without necessarily needing to be overt about it.